The hot topic today that people are talking about is AI, artificial intelligence, and great things about it, but also some kind of scary things about AI and its uses and its potential uses. I'm just wondering, as a musician, how do you envision AI being utilized? I mean, it already is being utilized in some capacities, but is AI an asset or a detriment to the music industry?
So I think AI is a tool. I
Okay.
think, like money and hammers and axes and all kind of other things that we have, it's a tool, and how you use it is going to determine, like, whether it's good or bad. So that said, I think one of the first things where people's brain goes is, oh, it's gonna, they're just gonna have computers generate all the music, and there won't be any need for musicians. And I don't really buy into that. We've drum machines came around. Oh, it's going to put drummers out of work. Well, it really didn't put drummers out of work. In fact, some drummers found they had more work because they could get hired to program the machines to actually sound like drummers, right? And
Yeah.
and in some cases, like in my studio here, I'm in a tiny room. I don't play drums. I got no place to put a drummer, right? I can't afford studio time, so I'm not going to go buy studio time and hire a drummer anyway. I'm not putting anybody out of business, right? Because if I wasn't able to use a drum machine, I would just do something else, right? I would just do without drums and figure out how to ground it. But as it stands, I have some drum software that was developed and actually uses samples played by real drummers, and real drummers get paid when I buy these things. And so, technology is a tool. As far as AI goes, well, let me back up. So the next thing I wanted to point out is that, if a human creates compelling art, people will want to consume that art, whether it's visual art or music or
Performance.
kinetic art,
Yeah.
performances. If you create something compelling, people will want to see it. Now, if you don't create something compelling, you're on your own, right? If you're putting out boring product, well, nobody wants to see or hear that. They're going to go to the AI first, right?
Yeah.
But if the human is doing something that is interesting to the other humans, they're going to want to interact and engage with that art, right? Now, where I think we're going to see a heavy proliferation of AI music is in top 40 radio. And I think top 40 radio is an awful thing in general. The way it's structured, the way it basically cuts out artists, like, the days of being able to sort of be a minor star or a minor artist and still get radio play are just about gone. There's a few places that still happens, but top 40 radio is not one of those places. And I think probably just because of the nature of the thing, and because it's an industry that is concerned with creation of product and doing it cheaper and cheaper, I think AI has a good chance of taking over large sections or large swaths of top 40 radio. Now, this is just my opinion, but that's where I see it happening. Since I don't listen to it, I'm not going to be affected by it, right?
Right.
But and a lot of musicians won't. I know there's I listen to tons of music. 99% of it does not show up on the radio anywhere. It does not happen, right? And I know, like, I was on a little road trip earlier this week for work with a coworker, and he was playing me a lot of music that he listens to that I'd never heard, and some of it I really liked, and I was like, well, I haven't heard this, but now that I have, I will seek it out, right? And at some point, maybe I'll go see those bands live. I might buy a record, buy a shirt and support them or whatever. But there will always be the human musician, right? It's wired into our DNA. We've been playing music for thousands of years, and just because AI comes along, we're not going to stop.
Yeah. True.